So hello everyone and welcome to Career Launcher. So in today's class we are going to discuss about the Hindu analysis for 4th April 2026 and this class generally is taken by Govind sir, but on Saturday I take the class. So if I am audible and visible, please write yes in the comments. मेरी आवाज आ रही है आप लोगों को? Am I audible, visible? 2026 it is taken by Govind sir, but on Saturday I take the class. So if I am audible, is the slide visible? मेरी आवाज आ रही है आप लोगों को? Am I audible, visible? 2026 is the slide visible? Yes, good evening, Path. Slide visible? Is the slide visible? No, just hold up. Hold on. I think the slide is not visible. Oh, my laptop is getting. Let me see what is the problem. Okay, am I audible, visible? Is my voice clear? So just hold on. I'll be attaching the PPT. Okay, I think the slide is visible, hopefully, by this time. I hope so. Okay, I think the slide is visible. Okay, so let us begin without wasting our time. Okay, so the first article that we were talking about, actually, we are supposed to talk is first of all, today, Saturday, 4th April, we are going to discuss about this. Russia shows steady oil and LNG supply to India. Next is Great Nicobar plan triggers fresh. When will you take March CA in batch? Devansh Pal, you will get to know because I'm because the classes are scheduled. I just take the class. The classes are scheduled by some other scheduling team. So I cannot tell you, but very soon, in the next 2-3 weeks, we'll be having. Russia shows. See, what happened was, I'm sure you must be aware of the past. What happened was, since the beginning of Russia-Ukraine war in February 2022, when the Russia-Ukraine war started, what happened was, after that, India started since February 2022. However, when Donald Trump came to power, he started putting pressure on India. Voice is breaking. When Donald Trump came to power, he started putting pressure on India. Is the voice clear now? I think voice is clear, or is still there is an issue? Is it still breaking? Or is the voice fine now? Please tell me, please respond. Okay, clear, Hannah. Take. Fine. So what happened was, I'm sure you must be aware of the past, that since the beginning of Russia-Ukraine war, India started importing a lot of oil from Russia, oil and natural gas. Okay. However, when Donald Trump came to power, he started putting pressure on India to stop buying Russian oil, and that is why he started putting a lot of tariffs on Indian products, 25% initially, then later 25% more. So overall 50% tariff actually US imposed on Russia. Actually, okay. US imposed on India that if you are buying a Russian oil, we will actually keep on putting the tariffs after tariffs. Okay. Now, so basically then what happened was, India had to agree, and we actually reduced the oil import from Russia. Specifically in this was the news in March. So it was about January 2026. So lowest oil import from Russia in the last 44 months. This was very much in the news. And we had to actually import from Gulf countries. Gulf countries means by Persian Gulf. So this is Persian Gulf. Gulf countries means this region. This is also famous for oil and natural gas. So when we are talking about Gulf countries, we are talking about this region: Kuwait, Iraq, Iran, Saudi Arabia, Qatar, UAE, Bahrain, etc. and all. Okay, fine. So, but however, I'm sure you must be aware, now we have seen actually a war in this region. And since there is a war in this region, the Iran has decided to block the Strait of Hormuz. And actually, we are importing almost 70 to 80% of our oil and natural gas from here. Most of them comes from here. So if this region is blocked, then of course from Qatar, from Bahrain, from Kuwait, from Saudi Arabia, Dammam, and these regions, we cannot buy oil because Iran has blocked Strait of Hormuz. So even for Indian ships, of course, it is problematic because we have to negotiate one by one for each and every ship. So Iran has not, like blanket approval, Iran has not given to us. So that's why it is actually problematic for us to buy oil and natural gas. So that is why this was in the news that USA had allowed, and that's why it was heavily criticized. Like, why would USA allow? USA said, okay, we are allowing you to buy Russian oil now. So grants waiver to allow India to buy Russian oil. They said, okay, we are not going to impose tariffs because right now we have there's a blockage in Strait of Hormuz, etc. Okay. तो उसके बाद फिर रशिया सेड कि ओके यस वी आर एक्चुअली रेडी टू प्रोवाइड oil and LNG supply to India. Amid the oil shock and supply chain disruption triggered by US-Israel war, Russia has assured that its energy companies have the capacity to steadily increase the supply of oil and LNG to India. है ना? So Russia ने कहा, Russia's actually deputy prime minister was in India right now, है ना? Like on Thursday, I would say, 2 days back, he was actually in India, है ना? And also continued to address India's fertilizer needs. We discuss our mutually beneficial cooperation in trade, fertilizer, connectivity, and people-to-people ties. Mr. Modi, who welcomed sustained efforts from both the sides to realize the agreement of the 23rd India-Russia Annual Summit hosted here in December 2025. Okay, so मतलब वही हुआ कि we are going to have BRICS summit, India will be hosting. So before that, कुछ meetings वगैरह होती है ना. So of course, because BRICS is one of the prominent members are Russia and India also. So of course, the deputy prime minister was there in India for that also, plus with regards to oil and natural gas deal. Moreover, we must be knowing about fertilizers. He also mentioned that a joint project of production of urea is under development. Why? Because a big, huge percentage of our fertilizer comes from the same Strait of Hormuz. So this Strait of Hormuz is important for us for oil, natural gas, as well as fertilizers. Okay. And fertilizers are very important because, of course, it is helpful in agriculture productivity. Of course, agriculture, it increases agriculture productivity. It is very important for food security in India. Without agriculture productivity, we cannot live. बिना खाए तो इंसान जिंदा नहीं रह सकता है ना. So of course, that is what also yes, India imports from Russia increased dramatically. है ना, ये Russia-Ukraine war के बाद है ना, we have actually, so in early after the Russia-Ukraine war, we actually started importing 40%, then up to 40%, then Donald Trump started putting pressure and we had to reduce it. Now again, we are after the war has begun, now we have actually started to increase the Russian imports again. So I have told you about Strait of Hormuz. Strait of Hormuz is not only important from oil and natural gas point of view, but from fertilizer point of view, right? You can see global in world में जितने भी fertilizer pass होते हैं, 30 से 33% of the world's fertilizer passes through Strait of Hormuz again. And yes, that's why there was an article recently we have seen, actually the Guardian talks about food security time bomb. Why food security? Because fertilizer increases agriculture productivity, right? And when there is more agriculture productivity, then only, of course, there is a food security in a country. Okay. So if there is a disruption in fertilizer, of course, it will impact food security and it will cause a lot of problems, hunger problem, and cause price rise of food products, etc. That is why it's very important. In fact, CLAT UN Conference on Trade and Development also talks about its Strait of Hormuz disruption, implication for global trade, followed by diamond phosphate. So these are the things you should be knowing about. Okay. So this is also a cause of concern with regards to blockage of Strait of Hormuz. Okay, ये सब पता होना चाहिए, basic चीजें you should be knowing about. Next, first page में एक और article थी, Great Nicobar plan triggers fresh concern among locals. So I'm sure you must be aware. This is Andaman and Nicobar. This is Nicobar Island, है ना. So Nicobar Island में Great Nicobar project हो रहा है Campbell Bay के पास, है ना. Campbell Bay is this one. Campbell Bay. ठीक है. So it talks about a draft plan was outlined, relocation, and talks about relocation of Nicobarese tribal communities. Nicobaris are scheduled tribe communities living there, and there is a fear that maybe they might be relocated or they might be removed from those land. So there were fear of that. So that is why it was in the news. Union government's Great Nicobar Island mega infrastructure project to their ancestral lands has created confusion and is exacerbating. Exacerbating means increasing the problem. Existing apprehension among locals. Apprehension means fear. They have been for 4 years protesting the clearance of 92,000 crore project after withdrawing their consent in 2022. So पिछले 4 साल से protest कर रहे हैं कि इनको हटा दिया जाएगा जो 92,000 crore का project है. That is what they are actually protesting. They believe that their forest rights have not been given. So that is what that's being talked about. And the matter is being heard in a Calcutta High Court. Why Calcutta High Court is hearing the matter of Andaman Nicobar? What happened? Why? Anna. So Union government had told Calcutta High Court bench on March 30 that it needed 15 days to demonstrate. Consent means permission of the local people has to be taken. And that's the reason is, what is the reason? The reason is very simple, because Andaman and Nicobar actually comes under Calcutta High Court jurisdiction. Yes, Riddhi, right. Huh? Similarly, like for example, जैसे आपने सुना होगा, this is Lakshadweep. Lakshadweep का किसके अंडर में आता है? Which High Court? It comes under the jurisdiction of which High Court? So Lakshadweep comes under Kerala High Court jurisdiction. ठीक है. So that is what you should know. जैसे पुडुचेरी, so पुडुचेरी comes under Chennai or Madras High Court, है ना. So Goa comes under Bombay High Court. Bombay High Court includes jurisdiction of Maharashtra, Goa as well as Dadra and Nagar Haveli, Daman and Diu. Okay. So that's why of course Calcutta High Court must be hearing this matter, and that is what you should be knowing about, है ना. Consent procedure. So Nicobaris and Shompen communities, ये दो important है. Nicobaris and Shompen tribes. These are the two prominent tribes in those regions, in that region, है ना. So they want actually Hindi translation also because some of them are not very crystal clear. The tribal council submitted a letter pointing out that some aspects of the draft were unclear and they want a Hindi translation. But हो सकता है the government might have released the data, the draft in English, so there might be causing a confusion what exactly it is, how the government's plan will be with regards to handling the tribal communities. So they want the Hindi translation as well. ठीक है? So ये सब news में था. So keep on following that news. That is what you should be knowing about. है ना. ये अंडमान ग्रुप है, ये निकोबार ग्रुप है, इसमें कैम्बल बे है, वो एक ग्रेट निकोबार आइलैंड का पार्ट है. और ये है ऐसे, ये इंडोनेशिया का पार्ट है, ऐसे प्रोविंस इंडोनेशिया. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट इज कांग्रेस एमएलए डिस्क्वालिफाइड फ्रॉम एमपी हाउस आवर्स आफ्टर सेंटेंस. देखो ये आपको समझना है. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल विल नॉट बी टॉकिंग मच मोर अबाउट पॉलिटिक्स, बट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड द आइडिया बिहाइंड दिस. सेक्शन 8 of Representation of People's Act 1951. Representation of People's Act 1951. Okay. It talks about disqualification of member of parliament or member of MLAs. Okay. So what does it say? Let's talk about it. First is section 8. We're talking about section 8, disqualification on conviction of certain offenses. Conviction means proven guilty in the court. The court has found the person to be guilty. That is called as conviction, है ना. Section 8 of Representation of People's Act 1951. So when you read section 8 clause 3, section 8 clause 3 of Representation of People's Act 1951, it says a person convicted of any offense whose punishment is not less than 2 years will be immediately disqualified. अगर कोई MP MLA है, for example, if a person is an MP or an MLA, okay, and he has been found guilty. Convicted means the court has, any court, मतलब even the lower judiciary, यानी जो subordinate judiciary होता है, यानी district court भी अगर ये फैसला सुना दे कि that MP or MLA is actually found guilty in a case whose punishment is more than 2 years or equal to 2 years, कम से कम 2 साल की सजा होनी चाहिए उसमें, तो immediately the MP or MLA is disqualified. ठीक है, फौरन वो डिस्क्वालीफाई हो जाएंगे. However, before the Lily Thomas case, ये बहुत फेमस केस हुआ था, Lily Thomas case, that was very famous, 2013 if I am not wrong. Before this Lily Thomas case, section 8 clause 4 was allowed. Section 8 clause 4 में 3 months का टाइम दिया जाता था. So there was a time period of 3 months given that okay, you file a petition in the higher court, let's say high court, and you get the matter stayed, है ना. So 3 months का टाइम दिया जाता था. In Lily Thomas case in 2013, the Supreme Court struck down 8 clause 4, उड़ा दिया इसको. The Supreme Court struck it down, invalidated it, and the Supreme Court said yes, the moment a person is found guilty, if a person is an MP or MLA and he or she is found guilty by any court and the punishment is more than equal to 2 years, immediately the person gets disqualified, the MP or MLA. Okay, that is what it is talking about. जैसे ही सेंटेंस सुनाया गया होगा वो 2 साल या उससे ज्यादा का होगा, देखो 3 years का ना. So the moment you are found guilty and the court and the pronounces a punishment of more than equal to 2 years, then immediately the person is disqualified. Okay, that is what is being talked. Is it clear? ये समझ में आया कि नहीं? न्यूज से ज्यादा क्या इंपॉर्टेंट वो पता होना चाहिए. What does the law say with regards to that? ठीक है. So earlier 3 months time was given कि अच्छा ठीक है आपको disqualify कर दिया, मतलब you are actually found guilty and within 3 months if you file an appeal in the high court or in higher judiciary and you get the matter stayed, then of course you remain an MP or MLA. But that thing now is over after Lily Thomas case, because section 8 clause 4 which gave 3 months time is gone after the Lily Thomas case of the Supreme Court. ठीक है, ये बात हो रही है ना. Now let's move on to Kerala's development decade. Okay, we're talking about editorial, है ना, Kerala's development. So इसमें क्या है, they're talking about Kerala, है ना. The decade from 2016 to 2026 has been a period of rapid and unprecedented economic development in the state of Kerala. Okay, these changes have been achieved despite financial constraints imposed by state of the union government. तो इसमें वही बता रहे हैं कि केरला के बारे में बता रहे हैं कि the share of budgetary funds. तो इतना देखो, केरला एक specific state subject है, एक state specific है ना. सर समथिंग सिमिलर हैपेंड विद राहुल गांधी. यस रितिबेश, यू आर राइट. तो ये वाला केस था, यही हुआ था राहुल गांधी जी के साथ. ठीक है. सो राहुल गांधी जी वाज डिस्क्वालिफाइड. आई विल टेल यू व्हाई. In defamation case, he was like maximum punishment in defamation was 2 years maximum, and the judge has pronounced that maximum 2 years punishment, and because of which he was disqualified. However, the matter was appealed. The matter went to the Supreme Court. Even High Court ne stay liya. Matter went to the Supreme Court, and because of this, the Supreme Court stayed the sentence, and again he got back his MPship. ठीक है. लेकिन वो भी immediately disqualify हो गए थे because of Lily Thomas case. The moment the judge passed an order that a punishment of 2 years is given, immediately Mr. Rahul Gandhi was disqualified. Yes. Okay. Then the matter went to the High Court. The High Court also did not stay the matter. Then the matter went to the Supreme Court, and the Supreme Court stayed the matter. And then after that, he actually got restored his MPship. Okay. लेकिन he was also disqualified immediately. आपको याद होगा, as far as I remember, उन्होंने चाबी निकाल के ताला लगा के दे भी दिया था जो स्टाफ को. ओपा काफी फेमस हुआ था वीडियो एटसेट्रा. That he immediately left his house also, provided by the government. But he later on got back, है ना. तो खैर, तो ये सब है. So Kerala, so we're talking about Kerala. So this is state specific. So we'll not be talking about how to make notes. Devansh is asking. देखो उसके लिए तो फिर सेपरेट क्लास में पड़ेगा. अदरवाइज जो भी मैं बता रहा हूँ ना, जो जितना मैं बता रहा हूँ सिर्फ उतना छोटा एक एक लाइन में शॉर्ट शॉर्ट नोट्स बना लेना. फॉर एग्जांपल लेट्स से डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन के लिए एमपी डिस्क्वालिफिकेशन, सो सेक्शन 8 ऑफ रिप्रेजेंटेशन ऑफ पीपल्स एक्ट ऐसे लिखना 1951. फिर लिखना 2 years ग्रेटर देन इक्वल टू 2 years जेल, इमीडिएटली डिस्क्वालिफाइड. नीचे से लिख देना इमीडिएटली डिस्क्वालिफाइड, है ना. सो एकदम शॉर्ट नोट्स बनाना, एकदम पूरे लंबे लंबे लाइन नहीं लिखना, अदरवाइज यू विल नॉट बी एबल टू रिकॉल. ठीक है, बस एकदम एज शॉर्ट एज पॉसिबल. दैट इज द आइडिया बिहाइंड दिस. अब देखो ये केरला एक स्टेट स्पेसिफिक टॉपिक है, तो विल नॉट बी टॉकिंग मच इन डिटेल. ठीक है, वो केरला बैंक के बारे में बता रहे हैं, है ना, एंड मेनी अदर थिंग्स. ठीक है, बहुत सारे स्कीम्स होते हैं, जैसे लाइफ मिशन है, कुदुमश्री काफी ज्यादा नेशनल लेवल पर न्यूज में रहता है. ठीक है, लाइफ मिशन थोड़ा सा पढ़ लीजिएगा. इट्स अ कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव हाउस इनिशिएटिव ऑफ गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया, है ना, डिजाइन टू प्रोवाइड सेफ परमानेंट हाउसिंग फॉर लैंडलेस एंड होमलेस फैमिलीज. लैंडलेस और होमलेस फैमिलीज को सेफ परमानेंट हाउसिंग प्रोवाइड करने के लिए. ठीक है, और कुदुमश्री जो है केरला स्टेट पॉवर्टी एराडिकेशन मिशन है, लॉन्च इन 1998, फोकसिंग ऑन वुमेन एम्पावरमेंट थ्रू 3 tier कम्युनिटी नेटवर्क्स. ठीक है, सो आपको पता होना चाहिए. तो पॉवर्टी एराडिकेशन के लिए कुदुमश्री के बारे में प्लीज रीड समथिंग अबाउट इट, बिकॉज वी हैव सीन समटाइम्स ये नेशनल लेवल पर भी न्यूज आ जाता है ना, कुदुमश्री के बारे में. ठीक है, स्पेशली टारगेटिंग वुमेन, पुअर वुमेन के लिए स्कीम है ना. है क्या कि माइक्रो एंटरप्राइज, कलेक्टिव फार्मिंग, मार्केटिंग. माइक्रो एंटरप्राइज में स्मॉल लेवल बिजनेस को प्रमोट करने के लिए, है ना, कलेक्टिव फार्मिंग, मार्केटिंग को प्रमोट करने के लिए. दैट्स द आइडिया बिहाइंड दिस. प्लीज रीड फ्यू लाइंस अबाउट कुदुमश्री. ठीक है, over 75% of the elderly are covered by pension schemes. Allocation to scheme for pension with disabilities have more than doubled in 2016 and 2026. PDS operate as a near universal safety net. तो ये सब अपना डिटेल नहीं जाना है. नो नीड टू टॉक अबाउट स्टेट स्पेसिफिक न्यूज, इतना डिटेल पढ़ने की जरूरत नहीं है. ठीक है, एक विजयंजम प्रोजेक्ट है. दिस इज नॉट स्टेट स्पेसिफिक, दिस इज इंडिया स्पेसिफिक, एंड दैट इज व्हाई यू शुड बी नोइंग. ये सिर्फ केरला स्पेसिफिक नहीं है. व्हाट इज विजयंजम? इंटरनेशनल डीप वाटर सी पोर्ट, है ना, यहाँ पे विजयंजम. This is actually in Kerala, but it is no more as state specific news. This is actually all India news. This is actually one of the biggest for India, one of the transshipment hub है. What is transshipment hub? यहाँ पर लोडिंग और अनलोडिंग ऑफ गुड्स होता है. जैसे मान लो यहाँ से शिप आ रही है, मान लो ओमान से, बड़ी सी बिग शिप इज कमिंग, इट कम्स हियर. नाउ it transfers it to 4 small ships. This big ship has transferred the goods to 4 small ships. एक ship चली गई म्यांमार, another went to let's say Malaysia, another went to Indonesia, another went to Australia. तो यहाँ पर जो हुआ लोडिंग एंड अनलोडिंग, this loading and unloading, this for this purpose we are having transshipment hub और transshipment port. ये ऐसा पोर्ट है जहाँ ट्रांसशिपमेंट होता है ना, गुड्स उतरता है चढ़ता है ना, as simple as that. So this is actually, और ये रूट में होना चाहिए. Of course, it should be in the shipping routes. यहाँ पे नहीं कर सकते या यहाँ पे नहीं कर सकते. It should be in the main line shipping route, and that's why. And this was recently inaugurated, I think, by Modi ji, है ना. The PPP के partnership, public-private partnership, means government as well as the private company, that is Adani Port Private Limited, is actually responsible for making this a success. And a deep water transshipment hub. What is the meaning of deep water? Deep water क्यों लिखते हैं, कोई बता सकता है? Is deep water good or bad? If a port is having deep water, is it good or bad? Anyone? कोई समुद्री पोर्ट है वो डीप वाटर है, देखो, I'm sure you must have been taught in class 9th, if I'm not wrong, about Archimedes' principle in physics, है ना? अच्छा, ये तो आप जानते हो कि if you're not aware of this, at least you know, if there is a river and there is an ocean, so ocean में big ships चलती है, उसका one of the reason is dense water and deep water, deep water. Yes, it can carry heavier ships. Yes, बात right. तो रिवर में बड़ी शिप नहीं चलती, उसका कारण ये होता है, आप बोलोगे तो शिप तो रिवर तो इतनी चौड़ी है, लेकिन नहीं, डेप्थ नहीं है. So there are a lot of rivers which are very wide, but still you cannot, like big ships cannot move, and the reason is they are not deep. So जितना deep water रहेगा उतनी बड़ी ship आराम से जा सकती है. And I'm sure like this is common sense also. If you have not read Archimedes' principle, still you can say. So if actually a port is deep water port, it is very good that even big and larger ships can easily come and dock there. That's the idea behind this, है ना? तो बड़ी शिप, भारी भारी शिप आराम से आ सकती है, क्योंकि उसको डेप्थ चाहिए. पानी में जितना ज्यादा डेप्थ होगा उतनी बड़ी शिप आराम से आ सकती है. ठीक है. Canada has emerged as a national and international reference point in disaster management sector, and these are the things being talked about. अच्छा, ये पता है ना, कोची मुजीरीज. मुजीरीज was actually a very famous international ancient port in Kerala. मुजीरीज एंशिएंट हिस्ट्री में जब पढ़ाया जाता है, मुजीरीज के बारे में पढ़ाया जाता है. सो देयर यूज्ड टू हैव ट्रेड विद रोमन्स एंड अदर कंट्रीज. मुजीरीज पोर्ट, है ना? एक दो लाइन पढ़िएगा इसके बारे में, बाकी दैट इज मोर देन एनफ, और ज्यादा नहीं जाना. साइड में एक आर्टिकल FCRA अमेंडमेंट. ठीक है. सो व्हाट इज दिस? FCRA, फॉरेन कंट्रीब्यूशन रेगुलेशन एक्ट. सो दिस वाज पास मेनी इयर्स बैक, बट नाउ रिसेंटली वी हैव सीन अमेंडमेंट इन दैट. ठीक है. तो उसको क्रिटिसाइज वगैरह किया जा रहा है. सो इसमें है कि फर्स्ट यू हैव टू अंडरस्टैंड व्हाट इज FCRA. FCRA is a sort of a license you get every 5 years. Let's say you are running an NGO and you are getting fund from foreign countries. बाहर कंट्रीज आपको फंड्स आ रहा है. Let's say you are running an NGO. So you need FCRA license from Home Ministry. And this is generally renewed every 5 years. हर 5 साल पे FCRA लाइसेंस रिन्यू किया जाता है. ठीक है. तो उसमें रूल्स होते हैं कि आपको SBI में अकाउंट होना चाहिए, न्यू दिल्ली के ब्रांच में होना चाहिए, पर्टिकुलर ब्रांच है वहीं पैसा आएगा, एटसेट्रा एंड ऑल. सो दीस आर द थिंग्स. नाउ the government has come up with FCRA amendment bill, है ना, introduced in Lok Sabha. The bill seeks to amend FCRA proposes a comprehensive authority designated authority, है ना, to seize, manage and dispose of assets of organization that lose their FCRA license. Close in the rhetoric of national security and foreign investment, the most marks of bad faith or even worse of deviation, etc. मतलब ये बता रहे हैं कि अगर गवर्नमेंट शक हुआ, गवर्नमेंट ने FCRA आपका कैंसिल कर, मान लिया आपका NGO है, let's say you are running an NGO and the government has cancelled the FCRA license, then whatever the money you have got, that will be given to a designated authority. So वो designated by the government, तो वो सारा पैसा seize कर लिया जाएगा. Seize, manage and dispose of the assets. So whatever the assets of that NGO can be seized, etc. So they are criticizing it. This is written by editorial. These are editorials which reflects the opinion of editors of the Hindu newspaper. So they are criticizing this. They are saying that this is actually, they are means this is misuse of the word national security. That is what the edit page authors are saying. Okay, that cloaked in the rhetoric of national security and foreign intervention, the move smacks of bad faith. So they are saying, they are actually criticizing it. Once an FCRA registration ceases to exist, the designated authority can take control of assets built using foreign funds, schools, hospitals, etc., and use them. This process is proposed to be automatic and instantaneous upon the discontinuation of FCRA license. Requires no judicial determination. मतलब ये बता रहे हैं, जैसा वो लिख रहे हैं कि for example, if this is an NGO, it has got foreign funds and they have opened hospitals. Okay, अब ये FCRA license cancel हो गया. So that designated authority, which is designated by the government, central government जो designate करेगी, this will take over this hospital. ये इसमें तो ये लिखा हुआ है. That is what this article says. According to this article, I'm saying, okay, in effect, the center that grants FCRA license can decide to withdraw the permission and benefit from its own decision. So this is being criticized because they are saying a lot of Christian group, they get funds from outside and they open hospitals, schools, etc. तो वही है, मतलब author जो है, they are actually the edit page writers of the Hindu newspaper. They are criticizing this bill. Concept समझ में आ गया ना? You got this? फिर उसका past बता रहे, FCRA was first enacted in 1976 and then reenacted in 2010 and then amended in 2020. तो FCRA का इतिहास बहुत पुराना है ना? है ना? So that is what you should be knowing about. है ना? Is it clear? Concept समझ में है? What are the grounds on which they withdraw the license? अच्छा, grounds, the grounds can be many. Like I need to check it. Grounds आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा. Grounds of withdrawal of FCRA. ठीक है ना. वन मेन तो वही कि नेशनल सिक्योरिटी, उसमें बहुत सी चीज होती है कि यू कैन नॉट डाइवर्ट द फंड्स. फॉर एग्जांपल, लेट्स से यू आर रनिंग एन एनजीओ एंड यू सेड कि आई एम टेकिंग दिस फॉर मेकिंग हॉस्पिटल्स, एंड इंस्टेड ऑफ मेकिंग हॉस्पिटल्स यू बिल्ड समथिंग एल्स, तो एफसीआरए कैंसिल हो सकता है. या नेशनल सिक्योरिटी के रीजन से, है ना, वायलेशन ऑफ टर्म्स, है ना, पब्लिक इंटरेस्ट, या मिसयूज ऑफ फंड्स, या देयर मेनी थिंग्स. ठीक है ना. उसमें एफसीआरए के लॉ है, फॉरेन कंट्रीब्यूशन रेगुलेशन एक्ट 2010 में मेंशन्ड है कि ग्राउंड्स फॉर, आप सर्च करना ना, ग्राउंड्स ऑफ विड्रॉल ऑफ एफसीआरए. ठीक है. सो आई हैव गिवन यू अ रफ आइडिया, है ना. और गवर्नमेंट फील्स कि दिस ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इज मिसयूजिंग द फंड अगेंस्ट द नेशनल सिक्योरिटी और नेशनल इंटरेस्ट, तो भी ऑफ कोर्स गवर्नमेंट कैन कैंसिल दैट एफसीआरए लाइसेंस. तो ये है. ठीक है. सो दिस वाज एक्चुअली द न्यूज़. नेक्स्ट नीचे में आर्टिकल है, ईरान में बी लूजिंग द बैटल्स बट इट माइट स्टिल विन द वॉर. तो ये आर्टिकल उन्होंने लिखा है मुख्तार खान ने. तो इसमें भी अगेन आई एम श्योर यू मस्ट बी अवेयर द वॉर इज हैपनिंग एंड वी हैव डिस्कस सो मेनी टाइम्स. तो इसमें आप ये कीजिएगा, अगर आपने नहीं देखा, ये दिस ईयर है ना, ये अभी का है, लास्ट मंथ का, और ये वाला लास्ट ईयर भी कन्फ्लिक्ट हुआ था इजराइल ईरान का. सो ये भी देख लीजिएगा, दोनों वॉच कर लीजिएगा. ठीक है. दीस आर इंपॉर्टेंट वंस. ओके, इट इज क्लियर दैट इरान इज नाइदर ऑन द वर्ज ऑफ कोलैप्स. तो यही सब बता रहे हैं. तो अब इसमें इतना डिटेल जाने की जरूरत नहीं, आप चाहो तो पढ़ सकते हो दैट आर्गुमेंट्स. इसमें नाटो की बात करें, सो नाटो की क्लास जरूर देख लीजिएगा. दिस इज इंपॉर्टेंट. ऑल्दो आई हैव टॉट इन पेड बैचेस अबाउट नाटो, बट if you have not watched in paid batch, please watch this. NATO concept पता होना चाहिए. What is Washington Treaty? What is collective defense? What is US-led military alliance? What is Cold War? What is Warsaw Pact? ये सब पता होना चाहिए. NATO, North Atlantic Treaty Organization, important है. So please watch it, make notes. ठीक है. फिर साइड में एक नीचे आर्टिकल थी, which is actually an unfortunate incident happened in Nalanda district of Bihar. Nalanda district is the same district where Nalanda University is there. Very famous ancient university was there. है ना. आपने नाम सुना होगा, वहीं पर आपको राजगीर मिलेगा. वेरी फेमस एंशिएंट सिटी. तो होता क्या, अनदर स्टैम्पेड, अनदर देखो होता ये कि देयर इज अ टेंपल इन नालंदा वेयर अनफॉर्चुनेटली स्टैम्पेड हैपेंड. स्टैम्पेड मतलब भगदड़, बहुत ज्यादा भीड़ आ गई, कंट्रोल के बाहर हो गई, लोग एक दूसरे पे चढ़ गए, और 9 पीपल डाइड, 8 ऑफ देम वर वुमेन एंड अ डजन वर इंजर्ड. तो 9 लोगों की मौत हो गई, इसमें 8 महिला थी, और 12 के आसपास लोग इंजर्ड हो गए. ऑन द लास्ट मंथ ऑफ द चैत्र, more than 10,000 people came to the temple. यानी चैत्र जो मंथ है उसके आखिरी मंथ, लास्ट मंडे था, जिसमें 10,000 लोग आ गए थे और कंट्रोल से बाहर हो गया. पुलिस said they had no forewarning of a large gathering. So according to the police, they have said that they were not aware that so many people will come. पुलिस के हिसाब से, हाँ, अरविंद पनागरिया जी इज वाइस चांसलर ऑफ नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी, इफ आई एम नॉट रॉन्ग, नॉट वीसी. आप चेक कर लीजिए एक बार. सो हाँ, वीसी नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी के वीसी हैं. यस, नालंदा यूनिवर्सिटी बीसी. चांसलर इज अरविंद पनागरिया. ठीक है, नॉट वाइस चांसलर. ठीक है. सो इसमें हुआ ये कि पुलिस ने कहा ये कि हमको पता नहीं था कि इतने सारे लोग आ जाएंगे, एंड दैट्स व्हाई थिंग्स वेंट आउट ऑफ द हैंड एंड सो मेनी पीपल डाइड. प्रीस्ट हैड allegedly taken money for the special darshan and allowed the bribe givers through the exit which became clogged. मतलब ऐसा कहा जा रहा है कि जो प्रीस्ट थे वहां, उन्होंने शायद पैसा वगैरह ले लिया था, जैसा इसमें लिखा हुआ भाई. whatever is written here, that's why I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you. So according to the editorial of the Hindu newspaper, they are saying that priest had perhaps allegedly means there is an allegation which is yet to be proven in the court. ये इल्जाम लगाया गया प्रीस्ट पर कि उन्होंने पैसा लिया है, और जिन्होंने पैसा दिया उनको आसानी से एग्जिट कर दिया गया, और इसके कारण क्लॉग मतलब भीड़ जमा हो गई. So of course the allegation actually, according to the public, the allegation was actually against the priest. That is what this article talks about. Crowd conscience, crowd management are well-defined subject in academia. तो वही है, this is actually crowd management is actually very important, specifically in the field of administration, police administration, कि कैसे handle किया जाए जब बहुत भीड़ हो जाए, है ना. So especially the gatherings happen कहाँ होता है, religious reason से होता है, political rallies वगैरह में भीड़ हो जाती है ना. कभी कभी स्पोर्ट्स में कोई इंडिया जैसे वर्ल्ड कप जीत गया तो भीड़ लग जाती है ना. सो लाइक फॉर एग्जांपल वी हैड सीन लास्ट ईयर, आई थिंक इट हैपेंड इन बैंगलोर, वेयर एक्चुअली, इसमें शायद लिखा उन्होंने, हाँ, बेंगलुरु में, वेयर एक्चुअली वी हैड सीन आफ्टर द आईपीएल मैच ना, दैट हैपेंड. सो दीस आर द थिंग्स. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट हियर. फिर आर्टिकल है, तमिलनाडु चीफ मिनिस्टर राइट्स टू पीएम ऑन एफसीआर अमेंडमेंट बिल. terms them draconian. Draconian मतलब they are antithetical to democracy. That is what he said. ये बहुत सख्त है, harsh है. They're saying that this is harsh, and this might be misused against charitable organization. That the government can cancel any FCRA license and take over the let's say hospital or anything else that is being run by the NGO. तो ये उन्होंने कहा है. That is what you should be knowing. Mr. M.K. Stalin is the Chief Minister of Tamil Nadu. Now, this is very important. INS Aridhaman, very, very, very important. Nuclear powered submarine enters India's naval fleet. This is Arihant class submarine. So, पहले ये समझना, Arihant class submarine are nuclear powered, means it uses nuclear energy to run. तो nuclear energy में benefit क्या होता है? बहुत small amount of fuel चाहिए. Fuel क्या चाहिए? थोड़ा सा uranium, small amount of uranium you can take and it will run for many years or many months. तो न्यूक्लियर पावर्ड भी है, प्लस स्ट्रेटेजिक स्ट्राइक न्यूक्लियर सबमरीन. इट हैज न्यूक्लियर वॉरहेड आल्सो. मतलब ये न्यूक्लियर वेपन भी मार सकता है. सो न्यूक्लियर पावर्ड एज वेल एज इट कैन स्ट्राइक विद न्यूक्लियर वेपन. सो आइनएस क्लास में INS अरिहंत, INS अरिघाट, अरिधमन, अरिसुदन. सो वी आर राइट नाउ टॉकिंग अबाउट INS अरिधमान. कमीशनड कब? 3 अप्रैल. कमीशन मींस नाउ इट विल बी यूज्ड बाय द नेवी. एकदम फाइनल यूज, सारा कुछ सी ट्रायल वगैरह सब हो गया, टेस्ट उस सब हो गया. हाँ, right, this one is being talked about. So INS Aridhaman, है ना. So that is what is being talked about, है ना. Defense Minister Mr. Rajnath Singh presided over a brief ceremony to formally commission country's third nuclear submarine INS Aridhaman. S4 लिख रहे हैं इसको, है ना. तो S4 इसको कोड नेम है, और S4 स्टार जो है अरिसुदन का है. ठीक है. So that is what is being talked about. And of course, it is a part of country's nuclear triad. So Indian nuclear triad बना था INS अरिहंत के ही बाद बन गया था. न्यूक्लियर ट्राइड समझते हो? व्हाट इज दैट? न्यूक्लियर ट्रियाड. हैव यू हर्ड दैट टर्म? इसका क्या मतलब होता है? एनीवन? न्यूक्लियर ट्रियाड. ट्राई मतलब 3. मतलब ये होता है कि एट वंस इंडिया कैन लॉन्च न्यूक्लियर अटैक बाय लैंड, एयर फोर्स एज वेल एज वाटर, और जो भी कह लो नेवी से या वाटर से, और थ्रू सी. मतलब ये न्यूक्लियर ट्राइड मतलब होता है यू हैव द कैपेबिलिटी, योर कंट्री हैव द कैपेबिलिटी टू लॉन्च न्यूक्लियर वेपन नॉट ओनली फ्रॉम लैंड बट फ्रॉम एयर फोर्स, थ्रू जेट्स और थ्रू वाटर, जैसे सबमरीन के थ्रू. सो इंडिया अचीव्ड इट एक्चुअली इन 2000 आफ्टर कमिशनिंग अरिहंत. तो 2016 के बाद तो फाइनली समझ लो एक तरह से वी अचीव्ड न्यूक्लियर ट्राइड, एंड दैट्स व्हाई इट्स वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. यानी and that's why it is considered as a prestigious, like if country has achieved nuclear triad, it's actually a very prestigious thing at international level. बहुत इज्जत की बात होती है अगर किसी कंट्री के पास न्यूक्लियर ट्रायड कैपेबिलिटी है, यानी वो एक बार में एयरफोर्स, लैंड और वाटर तीनों से वो अटैक कर सकता है. उसके पास कैपेबिलिटी उस कंट्री के पास. सो इंडिया इज वन ऑफ देम व्हिच इज एक्चुअली अ वेरी प्राउड थिंग फॉर अस, है ना. तो उसी का पार्ट है, ऑल्दो हालांकि ये तो तीसरा वाला है, हम लोगों ने पहले ही अचीव कर लिया था. अर्लियर वी हैव ऑलरेडी अचीव्ड न्यूक्लियर ट्रायड. ठीक है, बट यू शुड बी नोइंग अबाउट दिस. These all 4 are Arihant class submarine, है ना. SSBN लिख रहे हैं आजकल उसको शॉर्ट में. इस सबमरीन को SSBN लिख रहे हैं. ठीक है, वही न्यूक्लियर पावर्ड बैलिस्टिक सबमरीन को SSBN शॉर्ट में. इसका कुछ फुल फॉर्म होता है, प्लीज चेक इट. SSBN का फुल फॉर्म, है ना. It has been built by भाभा एटॉमिक रिसर्च सेंटर, इंदिरा गांधी सेंटर फॉर एटॉमिक रिसर्च, है ना. कल पक्का हम लोगों ने मिलकर रिसर्च किया है ना. फिर लार्सन एंड टोब्रो ने क्रिटिकल डिटेल इंजीनियरिंग किया है, प्रोवाइड बाय नेवी एंड DRDO. बहुत सारे लोगों ने मिलकर इसमें इसका रोल है इसमें. SSBN, प्लीज रीड द फुल फॉर्म. this submarine is called as SSBN class submarine. ठीक है. One rescued after US fighter shot down. I'm sure you must be aware US fighter jet was in American fighter jet was in Iran airspace and it was hit by Iran. So 2 pilots were there. One was rescued by US. Another one actually they are searching for. वो शायद F-15 या F-35 कुछ था, something as far as I remember. F-15. ईरान मिलिट्री शॉट डाउन F-15E स्ट्राइक. F-15 अमेरिका का जेट है जिसको गिरा दिया गया ईरान के द्वारा. और एक और ये जेट, ये ब्रिज है जिसको अमेरिका ने गिरा दिया. दिस इज अ ब्रिज दैट वाज शॉट डाउन बाय US. कराज इज अ ब्रिज, जिस हाईवे का ब्रिज होता है ना, 35 किलोमीटर लॉन्ग, साउथ वेस्ट ऑफ ईरान है. मतलब ईरान से साउथ वेस्ट, तेहरान जो कैपिटल है उसके साउथ वेस्ट है 35 किलोमीटर. कराज एक जगह, वहां पे ब्रिज उड़ा दिया गया अमेरिका के द्वारा. दैट इज व्हाई इट वाज इन द न्यूज़. तो ये जो F-15E गिरा है, so one pilot was rescued by America, the other one is they are searching for. जिसके हाथ लग गया. If the Iran captures it, then of course they will bargain. If US captures takes it back, it's great for US. But if Iran captures the pilot alive, अगर जिंदा पकड़ लिया, तब तो ईरान बार्गेन करेगा कि ठीक है, मैं आपका मेरा पायलट आपका पायलट मेरे पास है, आप सो ईरान विल एक्चुअली से डिक्टेट द सीज फायर कि आप ये कीजिएगा, ये नहीं कीजिएगा, तब हम आपको आपके पायलट को छोड़ेंगे, लाइक दैट. ओके, दैट इज व्हाट यू शुड नो. सो दीज आर थिंग्स बीइंग टॉक्ड अबाउट, है ना. ये एक और इंपॉर्टेंट है, ये भी समझना है. देखो एक्चुअली क्या इंडिया के बगल में म्यांमार है, एंड इन फरवरी 2021 वी हैव सीन मिलिट्री कू हैपनिंग. बिफोर फरवरी 2021 नेशनल लीग फॉर डेमोक्रेसी वाज इन पावर, एंड ऑंग सान सू की पार्टी थी, है ना. ऑंग सान सू की वाज स्टेट काउंसलर. She could not become the prime minister because her husband was not a Myanmar citizen. That's why she was a state councillor and there was a prime minister. National League for Democracy was ruling. This is a political party belonging to Aung San Suu Kyi. But she was removed by a military coup in February 2021 by the military general Min Aung Hlaing. Okay? And then now he has become president himself. ठीक है, ये खुद ही president बन गए, elected जनता. So Myanmar's pro-military lawmaker selected जनता चीफ Min Aung Hlaing as the president. तो यही जो है president ही बन गए और ये आर्मी चीफ है. That's what you should be knowing about. Similarly, US के Secretary of State जो है, Secretary of War, Defense Secretary जो है, Peter Hegseth has asked General Randy George to step down as Chief of the Staff of US Army. In US Army के जो चीफ उनको निकाल दिया गया. General Randy George was removed by the Defense Minister of USA. Defense Minister in USA is called as Defense Secretary, but now they have renamed as US Secretary of War. Instead of US Secretary of Defense, they are calling it as US Secretary of War. Pete Hegseth. And he has removed the Army Chief. So Army Chief को निकाल दिया गया अमेरिका के, in one line. So that was in the news. We are stopping this class here. Please subscribe to our channel, press the like button, share this video. Thank you everyone. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.